and you're watching Dontae's
Boxing Nation.
Boxing Nation.
Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? So Deontay Wilder, he finally gave his take on Anthony Joshua losing to Usyk, and he even talked about the possibility of him fighting Usyk, or at least the winner of Usyk AJ in the rematch. The things that Deontay Wilder said about the Usyk AJ fight, I completely agree with. But before I get deeper into my take, let me go ahead and play exactly what Deontay Wilder had to say when he did this interview on Brian Custer's show, The Last Stand. Check it out.
I'm gonna put it like this, Brian. It's a difference between one being made to be or do something than someone being born to be or do something. And I'm gonna let that marinate as well.
Wow. Because, Usyk cruiserweight comes up, puts on 20 pounds, and was still, a good 20 pounds smaller than Anthony Joshua, but he just outboxed him, landed some big shots. And listen, late in that fight, he had Joshua against the ropes, and it looked like he was going to take him out. Were you surprised that Usyk handled Anthony Joshua in that fight?
I wasn't surprised, I wasn't surprised at all, for the simple fact when you go back and look at Ruiz and what he did and how he did it, and you go back into this fight, I consider Usyk a lot better than Ruiz. He's definitely taller, but the thing about it, he's a southpaw that's doing it, and we know for sure Joshua has only, in my knowledge, has fallen on one southpaw, because southpaws can be tricky, and Usyk is a southpaw, and he got good movement as a southpaw. I do feel that certain heavyweights that he will have a problem with, but we've seen him, come into fights and have problem with different heavyweights, just like Tim Witherspoon. I think if Tim Witherspoon had a little bit more stamina and was able to, fully train, because I heard he didn't have too much time to train, but have fully trained, and the guy that's been sitting out for that long of a time that he did and come in and did what he did, if he had a little bit more stamina, we probably would have seen a different outing in that fight, him coming in. And you see Trisora, he did an amazing job as well with him. So we know Usyk, have certain problems with certain heavyweights. But in this division, you have to have a heart of a lion. You have to have the courage and the mindset of a beast. You got to believe that you are the best.
Guys, I've always told you that Deontay Wilder, he doesn't beat you with his skill. He beats you with his will and his heart. That's how he wins fights. And exactly everything he just said about AJ, it proves that skills don't always win fights. Sometimes you have to put your heart on the line. You have to be willing to die in the ring, as Deontay Wilder always says. I told you guys in my post-fight video when it came to AJ losing to Usyk that AJ, he never showed any urgency. AJ, he fought the exact way Usyk wanted him to fight. I mean, you would have thought that it was AJ moving up in weight. AJ is sitting over here trying to pot shot with one hand at a time. Meanwhile, the cruiserweight was more aggressive than the heavyweight was. Derek Chisora, he did a better job than AJ did, because Derek Chisora, he introduced Usyk to the heavyweight division. Even though Usyk already had a previous fight against a washed-up Witherspoon, but it was Derek Chisora that made Usyk realize, wow, this is not like the cruiserweight division. Derek Chisora, he made Usyk look extremely uncomfortable. And he made him look very vulnerable in that fight because he threw caution to the wind and he was all over Usyk like a cheap suit to where Usyk almost couldn't even breathe. And the fight turned out to be a very competitive fight, surprisingly. That was supposed to be a one-sided easy fight for Usyk, but it wasn't. AJ was supposed to do the exact same thing that Gennady Golovkin did to Kell Brook. Gennady Golovkin is fighting against a very small welterweight. What happens? Kell Brook goes in there and he starts outboxing the shit out of Triple G, right? I mean, he's completely winning the fight, making it look easy. But remember, he's the much smaller guy. So what does Gennady Golovkin decide to do, or what does his trainer tell him to do around the 5th round? He tells him this guy's too small. Just bum rush his ass. Just make this a brawl. And as soon as Gennady Golovkin did that, Kell Brook fell apart with a broken eye socket and everything else. And this is the reason why I completely agree with Deontay Wilder's assessment. Even though Usyk is much more skilled than Deontay Wilder, I don't think he can go 12 whole rounds avoiding getting hit by Deontay Wilder. Because I think when it comes to Deontay Wilder, it doesn't even have to be the right hand. It could be a left hook. If he lands solid on Usyk, you're going to see a different Usyk. Matter of fact, in the AJ fight, if you guys paid attention, this is the reason why it made no sense for AJ to lose this fight. Because every time he caught Usyk clean, Usyk, he reacted. And the way he often reacted is he moved away. He didn't really punch for a minute. You could tell the punches bothered him. But AJ, he's still dealing with those demons of him getting knocked out by Ruiz. And I think that is the reason why we didn't see the AJ of old, the AJ who used to fight like Mike Tyson. He used to be like a 6'6" Mike Tyson before. But now you can tell he's second guessing, he's second thinking everything. He's like, man, I don't want to go in the trenches and end up getting caught with a hook that I don't see and getting knocked out like I did in the Ruiz fight. So who knows? Maybe he'll never be the same. Maybe he can regain that Mike Tyson approach because he obviously said that he will come back and do the things that he's supposed to do, that he was supposed to do in the first fight. At least his trainer said we were supposed to be aggressive. We fought the wrong fight, of course. But AJ, he knew that the whole night that he was fighting against Usyk. He had 12 whole rounds to figure that out. After the first couple of rounds, he should have figured out, okay, plan A is not working. It's time to just jump all over this man like Derek Chisora did, and he didn't do it. And this is the reason why, once again, I feel AJ, matter of fact, I feel there's a lot of heavyweights that will actually beat Usyk. I just feel that, you know, these heavyweights are too big. And once again, jumping up to the heavyweight division, you know, from the cruiserweight division, it's a tall order, especially when you're going up against all of the best guys. But like Deontay Wilder said, guys that believe that they're the best. AJ completely lacked the confidence that a Deontay Wilder, even a Dillian White, or a King Kong Ortiz would have had going in the ring with Usyk. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. AJ losing to Usyk was one of the biggest upsets of the year because, of course, the plans of him waiting around for a Tyson or a Wilder fight, right? It's funny to me, too, because when I made my post-fight video, almost everyone said, what are you talking about, upset? I didn't think this was an upset at all. But I didn't really see anybody before the fight just saying, oh, man, Usyk is going to pull off the upset or Usyk is going to win the fight. I didn't hear anyone saying, hey, this won't be an upset. Usyk is going to win this fight and it won't be an upset. I didn't see any comments of people saying this. But Usyk did get the win. And once again, I look forward to seeing the winner this weekend, Fury versus Wilder, and then the winner of that rematch between AJ and Usyk. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a focus ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a focus ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a focus ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a focus ball. When you train with the focus ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the focus ball now.
My name is Chris, and I'm all the way here from Anchorage, Alaska at ScalpCarolinas, and I'm here for my second treatment of SMP. Well, I was sitting at home one day and going over my Facebook page, and they have different, like advertisements popping up, and I saw one for SMP. And I saw some pictures of some guys, before and after, and I was looking at that, and it caught my attention. So I Googled it. SMP, nothing showed up in my area. So, I did a little more research, and all of a sudden, ScalpCarolinas popped up in the web browser. So I started watching his videos and seeing all the reaction from all the other people. We talked on the phone, we made appointments and everything. I sent him pictures, and he looked at them, and I was like, "Can you fix this?" And, he pretty much said, "No problem." My first session, he made me feel extremely comfortable. It was almost like I was talking to family. He started, and during the whole treatment, we talked and, about our families and our life, and, and things that he does and things that I do. And before I know it, the first session was over. When you see someone doing something that they love, as much as I see Enoch Glover love what he does, it shows in his work. I wouldn't point anyone in any other direction but here to North Carolina, ScalpCarolinas, to get this done.